welcome to the July setup. Yes, today is the last day of July, but I made it. I made it in time, which means that August is going to be a little bit late, but that's okay. I did it. I made something kind of on time. Since this video is a little bit shorter today, I'm just going to dive right in. So what I'm doing right here is making little marks to note where I'm going to put the lines on my calendar spread. Like I've mentioned in the past, my calendar is the same size every month. It's just easy for me. I can do it basically from memory, and I don't have to think about it. Here on this spare little scrap sheet, I am swatching my markers and my pens to decide which ones I'm going to be using for this setup. Perhaps in the future I will show you my process for selecting washi tapes and other embellishments, but for now this is how I choose what writing utensils I'm going to use for my setup. I mentioned in my last video that I'm going to be doing some new things starting in this bullet journal and maybe bringing back some things I've tried in the past. Over here on the right, I have decided to make a tiny little tab. Now, I think that they might be a little bit too small, but I have gone back through the planner and added a few more tabs to some of the previous pages. I really like this idea of looking at it and knowing exactly where things are, even though I know I always have a general idea of where pages are, but it just adds that cute little custom touch that I love. While I don't end up using any of them in this video, this is a sticker sheet that I made last year. It is titled Springtime in Illinois, but when you actually look at all of those images, at least the flowers, those are way more summery than springy, but oh well, that's fine. It's still Illinois native plants and birds and butterflies, so I'm not upset. And if I ever make more of them, I will just rename it. So all of the new tables that you're seeing here are a new page that I developed that is kind of inspired by the content page that I was using in the last few months of my previous journal. It is inspired by the content page that I had where I was tracking all of the posts I was making and then some projects and ideas that I have. So I have that, but it's condensed a little bit because I didn't need an entire third of a page to track a lot of those things. Instead, I wanted to start working on stuff that I know is going to be really useful for me starting in the end of this month and the beginning of September. Considering I will not have a job in a couple of weeks, I will be more focused on these things in addition to hunting for a new job. So what this is tracking is my posts, my metrics on my posts. Again, I have a little section for my ideas and my my products that are in production, as well as expenses for the month. I am happy to report that I have no expenses for the month of July. Yay! Before I made the page, I was smart and I sketched out what I wanted it to look like first. I absolutely highly recommend this for anyone who is starting up or just wanting to test out something new. As mentioned in previous videos, I am starting over and doing a very different monthly layout than I have in the past. It's a lot simpler, it has a lot less pizzazz and a lot less decorated and a lot less space to write things. I am looking forward to using it. Well, I say looking forward, I have been using it all month and it has actually been really nice, and I'm sad about that. I'm happy about it, of course, but I am sad that less has actually worked better for me because I was really enjoying having these very large full page layouts that were very colorful and fun. But this is so much more functional, and for me right now I need a little bit of structure and function. I had been considering a Dutch door layout for my weekly spreads, but I decided to try this first and adjust if needed. If I do end up doing a Dutch door layout, I will be doing it in August or September, and I will show you what that is, in case you don't know what it is. I made a very simple to-do section that is going to be for the month, and instead of having it on the page across from the calendar, I decided to have it closer to the weekly pages so that I could flip and glance at it. I know that that's just so specific, but the way that I am able to flip with my right hand and glance left and flip back is so much easier than flipping the page all the way and glancing right. I sound crazy, but try it out when you're referring to something. Would you rather look at the page on the right or the page on the left? I really need to show an example of this. So you'll notice that I only tracked 3 habits for the month of July, which is walking, reading, and vitamins, because I have the tendency to not keep up with my habit trackers, so I figured just pick the 3 that you feel are the most important things that you want to track so that you do them more often. So lately I haven't been completing the entire page at once. You'll kind of notice me flipping back and forth to add things such as the titles and little embellishments and decorations here and there, because I have found that sometimes I don't know what fonts I want to use, how I want to use all of my decorations, or which pages I want to use them on right away. So I've been kind of laying out the structure first and then flipping here and there to add things until I find it's complete. So that's kind of why the videos are a little bit back and forth and not exactly chronological, but my brain doesn't think chronologically like that. I'm all over the place in my head, and my bullet journal is just a reflection of what is in my mind. No, this is actually a lot more organized than my brain. I am pulling out a lot more of my junk journaling and creative journaling stuff in this video than I think in previous ones. Just because I didn't actually have a sticker sheet that I was basing my theme off of this time, if you'll notice. The last few months I was going off of like a sticker sheet or a sticker set, but this time I actually themed my whole bullet journal spread off of my nails. And then I went on a walk through nature and I was like, yeah, no, this is perfect. I'm just gonna do green and plants and stuff. And while I kind of did not do a lot of plants in the setup, I did go back later and add a few more flower stickers and stuff. I will tell you that a lot of these things that I'm adding came from AliExpress. Yes, I'm sorry. I have started to buy more small artists and small brands, but when I started out with junk journaling, I just wanted to get stuff. And I saw how inexpensive it was to get on AliExpress, and I was really excited about it because it was a lot of really pretty things, and I never had so much fun stationery and stickers before that I just got really excited and I just kept ordering stuff. Pretty much everything except the washi tape is from AliExpress, and obviously the sticker sheet that I made that's on the right. No, some of the washi tape is also from AliExpress, except the green one. The green one is from a set that I got at Five Below, which is also probably drop shipped from China, but you know, whatever. It is what it is. Like I said, I have been starting to, as I find creators and brands, I have started to buy more small business than like mass produced, as well as just the fact that I am also trying to start a small business. So you have to support each other and not the big companies. I will say that most of this stuff was purchased in like 2021, 2022 when I first started doing junk journaling. So I don't know that most of it is recent, which I guess is good. And by the way, I'm not shaming anyone for buying what they can afford, because that's what I did for the longest time, and it's still what I continue to do. It's a luxury to buy things that are handmade, and I fully recognize that. But I also know that I have enough stuff now, and I didn't before. And again, I think I've mentioned in the past that I could totally do a junk journaling video. I would love to do that, actually. And I also now have a ton of junk that I can journal with now. Like, not just stuff that I bought for cute prettiness, but like stuff that I've saved. I've got lots and lots of, my husband calls them treasures, and a lot of it is just junk. It's like scraps of paper or receipts or labels from water bottles and stuff. So when you're starting out with, especially with junk journaling, you can use pretty much anything to decorate with. I just, wanted fun things. You do you, but shop responsibly. So I decided that I don't think I've shown anyone how I actually fill out some of these spreads. So this is how I fill out my calendar and my plans. First, I refer to my Google Calendar, and I put a dot next to every day that I have a plan, or if there's multiple plans that day, then I put 2 dots or 3 dots or something. Usually it's just 1 dot. And then in the bottom, I write down the day of the month, and yes, I found this cutie little box of pastel gel pens at Marshall's. Side note, if you are UK based, Marshall's is owned by TK Maxx. I had to get them. No, I did not have to get them, but oh my god, they are so soft and I love them, and I didn't need them, but I wanted them. Anyway, and then I write down what the plan is next to that day. So that is how I fill out my calendar. Quick little mini lesson. This clear tape is called PET tape. PET tape. It functions as a sticker sheet almost because it has a backing, and while I did not show peeling that backing, you can cut it to whatever size you want and peel off that backing. So it isn't washi tape. It is sold with washi tape, and it is decorative like washi tape, but washi tape is made with washi paper. Washi paper is made with plant fibers using a traditional Japanese method, and washi tape has a wax coating and an adhesive backing so that it can stick. However, I believe the cheaper ones are not made with the traditional method, but I don't work in manufacturing, so I don't know exactly how washi tape paper, the cheaper stuff, is made. I know that the more expensive ones you can get are made the traditional method. And shout out to Ikigai Papier for being the only small brand featured in this video. So for the first time ever, I decided to use the classic bullet journal method, but I made some adjustments and modifications based off of how I prefer. So here I am noting what the classic method uses, the symbols that it uses, and then I will make my own. So in 2013, writer Carol released the bullet journal method, and that is a book. I have not read the book, but I have read a lot about the method. When I was first starting out, I determined that it wasn't for me because I wanted something more whimsical, but now that I actually have things that I need to focus on, I did need to dial it back and start doing things that are more organized. The method is based on the 7 symbols: task, task complete, task migrated, task rescheduled, no longer relevant, events, and notes. Structurally, it's very simple. You just list out your days of the week and make room in each day's section to write down anything that you need to do or any of your plans. Now, I do like some of these symbols, but I decided to kind of change it around because I personally have different associations with some of these symbols. For example, X means no, the greater than, less than symbols are just confusing, and I just wanted something that made more sense to me. That being said, tasks are now an open circle because then I could put something in the circle like a check when I've completed the task. Next, I condensed task migrated and task rescheduled to one symbol as this arrow because it didn't really make sense to have them as 2 separate symbols. The X, instead of using it as task complete, now has become task canceled because an X to me means no, as in it's not going to be done. Events and appointments became a star because I just need a little bit of whimsy. Notes became bullet points because I like bullet points. I made a new section for important tasks, which I put in a square. And finally, I added it after filming, but I have a heart symbol which represents plans with family and friends. And there you have it, my revised bullet journal method. I went ahead and put all this down in a key so that I would remember it. I decided to fill out week 1 to test the new method. Since then, I have made some slight adjustments to the layout of the page, but I am still using this system with the symbols and I love it. Okay, so that is it for my July setup. It was super fast, super easy, simple, clean, organized, and I've been using it way more frequently than any other setups. I call that a success, so let's flip through. As always, thank you so much for watching. Go be a good person, drink water, and have a great day. Bye!